this was absolutely a pivot. You can't convince me otherwise. Even before the post from R-Truth and his son that corroborated that, and then the comments about Cody Rhodes saying that, okay, you wanted R-Truth and you got what gave the people what they wanted.
Even that too, Kathy Kelly had it said pretty much alluded that the fans was the one that made this happen. Everyone was pretty much alluding to that angle that the
Yes,
fans were really the ones that made this happen. So it was kind of interesting. Go on. I'm sorry.
and people. So in my mind, like, do you know how tone deaf and how terrible of a PR disaster that would be to make light and actual people lost it. Is Sarah Logan to work too?
I loved your comment on Threads, by the way, when you said that. But go. I
Like
love that comment.
Sarah Logan's at work. So is Carlito coming back next week? Come back with his place? No, he's coming back with look. They just dropped the Nintendo Switch 2. He's coming back with a new console. He's like, guys, I wasn't released. I was in the line at Best Buy for the midnight drop. That's why I wasn't. Come the on. Like, can they be realistic at some point? And I don't. There's something seriously at play here, like the inability to recognize that yes, companies make mistakes. Companies that we like make mistakes. People that we like make mistakes, and I really do think this is a pivot. The precedent, just to use the most recent example of Target, the outcry and backlash of the public has the potential to derail earnings and hurt. What does it hurt? The shareholders and stakeholders' pockets. And so companies, as we see how TKO is extremely money driven, they're in a hyper acceleration phase with their ownership of WWE and UFC, that they're extremely risk averse. Like, they'll do things that are tone deaf and antagonistic, but when they saw what R-Truth was, he's organic, he's over, the people love him, and that was a real threat. And like you said the other day, they saw that what was going on as a protest. They were trying to quash it. They didn't want people wearing the shirts. But this is a work. Okay, what are you Are you a Naruto fan?
I don't know much about Naruto now.
Okay, what kind of genjutsu is this? It's essentially like a delusion or a dream that somebody puts you in. It's a technique in which, if you look into somebody's eyes with the Sharingan, they can make you think that you're in an alternate dimension and something's happening to you that's not, and just torture you. What type of genjutsu is the collective wrestling fandom in that a certain portion that they don't think that it's at all possible? They don't even think it's possible that this could actually be a company realizing they made a mistake. They saw how this could potentially affect them going forward, and they did some cost-benefit analysis and decided to rehire Truth.
So you don't think R-Truth's brother and R-Truth doing that was all part of it? You don't think Triple H told him to do that? To tweet that?
I don't. I really don't. I think that they saw that the organic support for R-Truth, they feared R-Truth going to AEW or another wrestling company, primarily AEW, because TNA, even though if he went to TNA, he would just essentially still be under the WWE banner. That's like you getting in trouble with you're doing something really stupid and getting in trouble with your mom, and then trying to go hide behind your dad, even though what you did was actually like really stupid. Like, the parent might treat you a little bit differently, but they're still not happy about that. And so you're still going to have some consequences there. So I really don't. I think that they really feared the backlash, the fan support, because we saw, like, the example I gave was Target. Target's stock has fell considerably since the boycotts. And have you been to a Target since? I was on a road trip and I went to use the bathroom at a Target. And
I haven't. Been there in a long time.
Nice restroom, but there's nowhere near the amount of foot traffic in there.
Even you, I mean, you mentioned Target, but you don't have to talk about Target. You could, like, they've already showed that Triple H, even though he's wanted to talk about how the IWC community it's not real. Actually, he does listen to him. That has been shown with The Rock versus Roman Reigns, and how they changed that and made it Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Like, you thought that was a work too? That's what you're telling me? Because if you think this is a work, you thought that was a work too.
And what they're telling me is that creative and WWE doesn't make any mistakes when it comes to the decisions they make.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, that's just not possible.